Hello everyone. I am Steve and welcome to another Mac84 live stream. How's everyone doing today? My goodness, it's Friday. Hooray. Oh boy. So it's been a week. I don't know about you guys. And yes, we are starting the stream a bit early. It's because I had time early. So that is why we are here early. So I don't really enjoy streaming super late at night. Because then I have work in the morning and all that stuff. But it's Friday, so I finished what I had to do, obviously. And now we're here. So we got 12 people in chat. We have Damien, Crazy Tech Reviews. We have Matt. We have Trina. Christian. Jeff, Tech and Music. Sad Mac. Sorry, it's flowing. It's going by real quick. Apple's Anonymous. Backup Battery. Thomas Armstrong. Luke. We have Jeff. Let's see, who else am I missing? We have Greg from MacYak, and did I say Crazy Tech Reviews already? Well, you get another shout out. Drake and Jay from the House of Moth, and Vandalay Industries, and Ivan, and yeah, I think that's who we got here. So, well, that's only when usually when I have the opportunity to. So. Believe it or not, sometimes my schedule gets a little busy, so I stream when I can. So we are by no means a professional scheduled situation here, but that's what you're gonna get sometimes. So we're gonna continue where we left off yesterday. So this is a Macintosh Classic II logic board, and this is the one that had the glue all over it. So what I have done is I've taken this thing to a little bit of a little cleaning. Let me start over. I'm mumbling all over the place. I put this in the ultrasonic cleaner, and it has come out looking very nice. Now, we did lose a pad on one of the weaker points, but I am very, very curious if I recap this thing, if it's going to resolve the audio issues that we had. So that's what we're going to be doing. There's a few traces that we also have to fix here. So I'm going to look at this with a fresh pair of eyes and see if we could resolve some of the problems here. Oh boy. Yeah, look, if there was a way for me to do this stuff and not work a different job, I'd be all for it. Not happening right now. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. So, let me move the paper towels. Oh, before we begin, I want to talk about something real quick. So, who remembers that Macintosh 2 CX logic board that I got that was just covered in mouse turds and stuff like that? It was disgusting. Who remembers that? That logic board looked really awful. It was really disgusting. And we cleaned it up and I actually got that to work. But who remembers that logic board? Because it is almost unrecognizable now. Look at that. It is in beautiful shape. This has been ultrasonically cleaned. You can see all the lovely shininess here. It looks much, much better. The only casualty here is there were some markings of the chips that have fallen off. You know, just with how it was in there in probably an hour total. 15 minutes on each side, flipped it around and everything. So, you know, I lost some of the detail there. Annoying, but you know, it's not the end of the world. But it really does look like a brand new board. So the ADB issue I was having with this machine, I'm curious if we've resolved that. That was essentially if I plugged in more than one device like a keyboard or a mouse, it was not happy. So I'm not sure if that was power supply related or logic board related, but very, very happy to have that looking as good as it did. And this logic board also came out of that cleaner, so it looks very nice. Who knows if the ultrasonic cleaning alone would have resolved the audio issue that we were experiencing, but I guess we'll see. Let me just double check something real quick. Sorry, just chatting away with somebody. Okay, sorry about that. Does YouTube chat donations work through PayPal? I don't think so. I think you have to go through Google's own thing. However, I do have a PayPal thingy. Hold on a second. Not that anybody has to donate or anything, but I think... Does that work? Let's see. No, wrong person. So you have to put Mac84 TV. Because the regular Mac84 on PayPal is not me. But if you actually do want to donate something to me, let's say you don't want to do Patreon, you want to do that or whatever, feel free to go to paypal.me/Mac84. And there you go. You don't have to. Just saying, the question was asked. So, okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at this logic board. And yeah, I'm not sure. I've never ran into that because it's tied to my Google account, so it just pulls in from whatever. But okay. So I don't know if it differs by country or whatnot, but maybe I just don't know. So we're going to switch over to the microscope view so you can see how squeaky clean some aspects of this board are. You can see we are missing a pad right there. Boo! But we'll get that all sorted. Thankfully, looks like it's going to be a fairly straightforward fix. You can see that this looks much better than it did the other day. We're going to go to that section over here where there was some glue. And I already put some caps on here. So, I mean, you're not going to remove the burns and the disgusting digging into the board that the previous person did, but it certainly looks a lot cleaner. Hey, Jay, welcome to the chat. Okay, so that pad is sticking up there. Put that back down. I wonder if there's a glue or something I could put under those. I don't know. I don't know if there's like a glue or anything that would hold that, but yeah. Oh, well, thank you very much, Alex. Yeah, I do have a Patreon. You know, that's sort of a monthly thing, though, but it only starts at $1 a month. And then I do have the Super Chats, but the thing is, YouTube takes a hefty cut out of that. So if you really want to donate something to me, and you don't have to, again, you don't have to. PayPal is much more direct. It's just like a tip in the jar type thing. So I do see some little bits of glue and junk that have survived the ultrasonic purge. But I am also hopeful, Alex, that this will start up and chime and be happy again. Yeah, they take about 40%, which, look, I understand it's their platform and everything. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but... There we go. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you give me $10, I get about 6. Papa YouTube needs their cut, I guess. But let's go ahead. And that's how it is, though. I mean, it's just the way it is. The way it is. So I have these are just some capacitors that's been sitting around here from me taking them off the board. I'm going to put those to the side here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 capacitors to put back on the board there. I know, a stream early. It's weird. I got off work and I'm like, you know what? I got to stream. Yeah, this trace lost a pad also. Not good. But what are you going to do? I mean, that's what happens when you clean these things. Sometimes things fall apart or they, get removed. So we could fix that. But we'll find pro speakers for my Mac84 today. Oh, they're very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, so what do I have to do here? I have to get the capacitors that I had. Where'd they go? Here they are. Okay, and so I still have a recapping guide up there. I need a few 1610s. Which I don't have in here because I just ordered some. And let's see if we have those down here, hopefully. I believe I brought everything downstairs. I could be mistaken, of course. But there was a bag with a bunch of caps in it. And where'd that go? Let me stand up for a minute here. Not in there, not in there. Where could they have gone? They could be a million different boxes. I'm really confident that I had them all in one spot here. Well, that's a bit frustrating. Oh, here's the box right under my desk. That's why. The CPU dropped. Don't drop the CPU. It didn't do anything. Well, these are all the reefer caps. That's not going to help me. Huh. What is, we have a technical problem here. Do you know what causes a PowerBook 140 to split out of a floppy disk? That is, oh, chat moved. Freshly written too. It could be a gear. It could be that the gear is screwed up or the head is dirty. Those would be my first guesses. Oh, come on. I had some brand new caps. I guess I could use the old ones, but I don't really want to, but they are here. And I really doubt the capacitors are to blame. They may look a little ugly, but let's see here. So that is a 10 microfarad 16. So we have four of those here, and then these are the larger ones. So I guess we could just. Well, the sound sticks are cool. Yeah, that's an option. I mean, there is apparently leads on the logic board for a small speaker, so there is definitely a way I guess you could put those on there, but it depends on what you want to do there. So, all right, so I'm going to do this. This is a 50 volt one, 10 microfarad 50. Yep, and then these are. Let's just double check. These are all 1016. Okay, so you know they look a little ugly, but I'm gonna reuse them because I can't find mine at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with the capacitors, I'm sure. Well, we'll see if I eat those words, but connect the fan to it instead. Hey, look, where there's voltage, there's voltage. Okay, so. Chair keeps getting caught on cables and junk. So what we're going to do is run a trace repair here. And we had so much fun doing one the other day. Unfortunately, we have to do a few today. So, fun, fun, fun. Helps if the soldering iron is on, of course. And this is right next to some plastic, which is always exciting. I mean, yeah, they're a little burned, but honestly, they could take a lot of abuse, and I would not suspect that the capacitors were the root cause of this. And I'm going to be really embarrassed because I'm going to find wherever the heck I put those capacitors as soon as I start putting these back on. But give the guy a discount for using the old capacitors. Oh boy. Alright, so just waiting for that soldering iron to heat up. Hopefully everyone's doing well today. So we have a trace over here to fix and a trace over here to fix. So let's get two wires ready. Yeah, it's funny. I I have cubes, but they are all 450 megahertz. I have none of the 500. So I am getting some processor cards. They're nothing fancy. They're just like the standard speed ones. So maybe I could do something with that. But it's funny. Whenever I would come across one, it was always the 400 megahertz variety, 450. It was never the 500. But whatever. That's just how it is sometimes. Not that 50 megahertz is going to make a huge difference, you know. But just bragging rights, you know. It's the higher end model. That's still a cube. Okay, so. I mean, it was an additional cost. I don't know if I would consider it, you know, uber rare or anything like that. I've seen them around, but it's just certainly one of those things that you had to pay extra for it, and the cube was expensive as it is, so. So I'm just burning the insulation covering off of the insulated wire here. And that'll allow me to better make little connections here. That burned into my desk? Yeah, that's stuck. Well, that's why we have this wooden board. Because, yeah, that happens. Okay, that should be a bit better now. Okay, so I'm going to try doing one trace repair here first. And there we go. Oops, that got moved a bit, sorry. Let's do this one first. That's pretty straightforward. You get it? Because the trace is straight, and there's still some junk on the wire itself, but we'll deal with that. So, alright, so that's not really going anywhere. Excellent. Just as we wanted. So the trick will be to make a pad out of this so we can support the capacitor that is going there. I think that would be fine. This is the most awkward position to cut, so I'm going to try and move this around a little bit. Oh, nice, Trina. Very well done. That's very cool. It was exciting to give those machines some new life, huh? Okay, so. So this is always the fun part, holding this into place so we don't destroy what we just did. No, I have not tried using copper tape. You know, the wire sticks pretty well. And, yep, that's what was going to happen. Okay, you know what? That should be okay. Alright, so this capacitor here is a 10 microfarad, 16 volts. We're going to use one of those. We're going to clean these up a little bit. Okay, so this is a 10 microfarad, 16 volt capacitor. We're going to put it into place, and hopefully it doesn't give us too much trouble there. Onto our brand new pad that we set up here. Of course, there's a hair in the way. There's always a hair. Okay. I was using a very light touch there because I did not want to heat up the whole area and risk that pad coming off. Okay, that looks pretty solid. Probably a bunny hair. Hey Bruce, welcome to the chat. Alright, so we just did a trace repair here. Of course, Bruce missed it because I was quite happy with it. So what I've done is I've taken a wire here. I've soldered it here, curled it around to make a pad. And so we should be good to go with that capacitor. It is not moving, etc. Excellent. Now we have to do a very similar trace repair here. Because, oopsie, no pad. So the ultrasonic cleaner took a victim here. So we have to make a new pad for this capacitor to live on. So I am using the thicker wire here, but My idea is, just give it a little more room than it normally has. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that's what I'm doing. So let me just put some solder on one end of this wire and just burn away that coating there. Okay, so hey Sean, welcome to the stream. All right, so what are you talking about? Intel stuff here. This is a 68K Mac. This is the top of the line. I have no idea what you're talking about. What is Intel? Well, that company that makes chips for those PCs. Yeah, we don't need any of those, don't we? Steven's acting silly, and it's not even 6 p.m. yet. Should I be worried? Yes. The answer is yes. Alright, so that... Oopsie. These little cables have springs on them, I swear. Just cut a little bit off that, because it's a little... Seriously? Oh, there we go. Let me adjust the focus on here a little bit, because there is slightly off. I think my whole microscope is just tilted slightly. Well, I know the head is tilted here because I am at an angle. Let's try and fix this. It's sort of driving me a little crazy. It's a little bit better, maybe. Well. Okay. All right. I don't know where the other pair of tweezers went, so we'll just have to use my scalpel here as a guide. So we do have some solder on there. This is not permanent or anything. What we're going to do is put that there, put this here, and then curl that around. So let me cut off some of this. It's still a little bit too long for what I will need it for. Much easier to cut it before you put it in place, otherwise bit annoying to do so. Are you kidding? That trace just fell on the ground. I'm never going to find that. It's so tiny. No, wait, there it is. Is that it? Or is that a hair? And the cat is meowing upstairs. Of course he is. The cat meows every single second of every day of my life. Nope, that's not it. New wire bar. Sorry. Alright, let's try this again. So. Alright, that's not going anywhere, I don't think. So. Alright, so hopefully this behaves and stays relatively in that spot. We have 40 people watching. Hello, everybody. It seems to be the new norm for the longest time. I had about, 15, 20 folks or something like that, which I'm not complaining. That's great, but it seems to be growing a little bit, so that's always nice. Welcome anybody who has not watched before, or anybody who's a long-time viewer. How about that? Alright, so just going to put a little bit of solder on here. Come on, stay please. Okay. And that's another 10 microfarad 16 volt capacitor. Now I am reusing some of the capacitors. I don't know where my 10 microfarad 16 are, so that's sort of what I have. But I would be very surprised if the capacitors were what was the issue here. I don't think those are the cause of this problem here. For a Mac live stream, you guys are chatting awfully a lot about PCs. right. Okay, I get to very carefully clip that so we don't have this super long wire hanging around here. And we could fine that tune further. Okay, I'll allow it. Eep! Alright, so we have one more smaller capacitor to put over there. The big one there. So this is another 1016. So again, I'll just be reusing this one just because, as I explained before, that's what I have right now. And I'll take a break upstairs. Take a break and go upstairs in a little bit to see. Maybe the ones I have are polymer. They might be in a different bag. I was actually expecting a Mauser order today. Been ordering. This is like the third order I've done. Of course, now it's saying it's coming Monday, which is blah. I mean, I ordered this on what, Tuesday? And they're like, oh, we've upgraded you to 1-day shipping. And I'm like, that's great. I'm going to see it Friday then. And no, it says Monday. So, my reefer caps and something for a special project, which I have not announced yet, will be have to happen on Monday. I was hoping to do something with those parts that were coming today. I was hoping to throw together a video over the weekend and release it Monday or Tuesday, but does not look like that's going to happen. So, boo. But that's okay. Hopefully you can't hear the cat, because, jeez, he's annoying. And no, it doesn't sound like a cat. It sounds like an alarm that is a few octaves in a different direction. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. Now this is one of the capacitors I hate to fix and replace, etc. So before we do that, we are just going to double check some things here, because it looks like everything's making a connection. I just want to be sure. So where does that pin actually go? It goes over here. Oh, it goes. Does it go under there? Okay, so maybe it goes to one of the top things. Let me get my multimeter out here. Really? I thought it would go here, but I guess not. Ah, it goes there. Alright, so we know that trace is working then. So that's good. Let's test the rest of these here. Okay, and just get a peek over here, because I'm not going to be able to get a good look at that once this is there. Okay, so we should be good to go there. Alright, so this is a 47 microfarad, 16 volt capacitor. Would help if I had my tweezers here. Okay. Thankfully, these are one of the smaller variety of these caps. Otherwise, it would be nearly impossible to do this because of just the tips of the irons that I have and the very tight space that this is in. So, I don't even know if I get this on the camera, because whenever I do this, I risk, as the previous person already stabbed the speaker port here. So I'm going to try and not repeat the, I'm going to do this off camera, sorry. Let me just get this quickly here. Okay. That's a nice join there, if I do say so myself. Make sure that can put a dab more solder on there. Yeah, that should be okay. Now we're talking about radios? What? 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 Guys are crazy. It's Friday, I'll allow it. Alright, so we have a few more caps to put on here. We have 3 more 10 microfarad 16 volt, I'm sorry, 4 more 10 microfarad 16 volt capacitors. And this goes back on there, so let me just freshen this one up. Okay, alright, so let's look at some of the work that we did here before, make sure everything is still working. So this goes from here to here. Okay, and then this here. No, wait, it was this one. Yeah, that. All right, that still works. That pad's a little wobbly, but what are you gonna do? Okay, but everything else seemingly looks to be okay. I mean, as far as things connecting where they should. Which is and that's just wobbly because of the way I put that on. Okay. The board does not smell, not anymore, because it was cleaned. So yeah, thankfully no more smelly board here. So that's good. Alright, so we're going to put this little capacitor on here. It Alright, so yeah, that positive is, so is that a positive mark? Yeah, it is, I think. Well, let's check Bruce's guide. Yes, it is. Alright, cool. Alright, so. Oh yes, Love Note to Newton is an excellent watch. One of my favorite recent documentaries, actually. Is there a hair on there again? Yes, there is. You'd think I was a Wookiee or something with all the hairs that are flying around this workspace, but that is not the case. So let's try and get this one on here. Oopsie. I always try and get away with, you know, with just one dip in the solder, but I always have to come back. I should learn by now. Huh. I should. Alright, there we go. That seems to be okay. We could just got some gunk over there. We'll clean that off manually, but. A little tiny man. He lived in your Wii Classic. He was a wee one. Alright, so let's try and get that away. Some of this junk there. Alright, but that capacitor looks okay. Yeah, so here's where we put, we took off the old capacitors. And yeah, I mean, those pads test okay. I'm still concerned about them, obviously. But they do still seem to be acceptable. So the text on these caps is, oh, he's so tiny, so teeny tiny. That's a 1016. Okay. Just trying to see which ones I have here on the desk that we could use. Of course, everything kind of shifted around. There is a machine afterwards. If we move on from this one, I do have a Color Classic board to do. And that is a nice board, actually. It, actually, hold on, wait a second. Did I do that one right? No. Wait, that? Yes, it's a 1050. And that's a 10. Okay, alright. Just wanted to make sure on something. I was like, wait a second, what did I do? Okay, and this is a 47. Well, where would the other 47 go? We have a 47. Oh, that's right. That's the one that goes over there. I'm sorry, I was getting ahead of myself and looking at something. Yeah, actually, let's do that before I forget about it. What's the largest laptop size? That was a good question. Okay, so let's take a look here. Here's where we had something that we had to fix that we discovered the other day. Not that that's going to really make a difference to our sound, I don't think, but we're going to try. So here, there was something that obviously was no longer making a connection. So I'm going to try and just put a little wire there and see if that wants to fix itself. I don't know if that's really gonna do it, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try, darn it, because that's the only thing you really can do. You can sit around and go, oh, I don't know if it's gonna do it, or let's just try. The worst that could happen is we have to try something else. Try for a little optimism here. All right, so let's try that. So we got some solder sticking to there already. That's good. Sometimes that can be half the battle here. I'm going to try and just make something stick here. And just try and get that so it's all sticking. Oh, so close. Let me just put some solder on the wire itself here, to try and just, you know, encourage that along a little bit. And let me just put a wee bit more flux on there, Captain. Alright, sorry. It's always hard to maneuver two tools with only two hands. Alright, let's try this again. So. And there it goes. Oh, boy. A fitting end to a silly week. Ah! Again! Alright, let me cut this off of this extra long wire because it's acting as like a boomerang here. Like, oh, you want to pull? Well, I'm going to go back. Whee! Alright, so let's try this again. And sorry if we have to keep repeating ourselves here, but we'll just give it another try. I just wanted like a glob of solder there because it is connected, but I just want to cover this whole thing. All right, come on. Come on. There we go. Yay! Yay! Well, you know, I wouldn't say the Classic II is that bad of a board. I mean, honestly, you compare anything to the SE30, and a lot of the compact Macs, you know, just can't compete. But honestly, you know, the Classic II gives you a lot of what the SE30 offers, except for, you know, you don't have all the expandability with the slot and everything, the PDS slot that you do. The SE30, obviously, you don't have that on the Classic II. But you know what? Most people at the time, you know, didn't really need that. I would argue that the Classic was it was a cheap machine for a certain audience, but you know, the Classic II was a solid improvement, I would say. Okay, let's try and get that off very slowly. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay. It's very, very, very careful. And well, yeah, of course it is limited. I'm not saying it's not limited. I mean, I'm the one that made a shirt that says 2020 blows like a 32-bit processor on a 16-bit bus. I mean, it has a picture of a Classic II sitting right there. So I'm well aware of its limitations, but it's not that bad. It could be worse. Let's just say that. And there goes the scalpel. Hopefully it didn't break the blade. No, it didn't. It just made a lot of noise as it fell. Okay, so I just want to clean up this pad. That is, where's my solder wick? Solder wick. Wick. Would help if I clip that off. Okay, so let's just clean this off a little bit, and we have to be very careful. Yeah, I don't know what type of solder that they used on this, whether it was like a paste or you know, non-leaded solder or what, but it is a little bit special, and it is proving itself quite annoying to remove. So I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, the Macintosh TV, 8 MB RAM limit. I mean, come on, the Classic II you could have more memory than that. That was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, come on. And a stern talking to the individual at Apple who made that decision. Right, so let's make sure these are actually going to the right spot. Yep, and yep. All right, cool. So we can put our capacitor back there. Hope everyone is doing well today. Hope everyone is done with work or school for the day. Looking forward to a nice weekend. Valentine's Day in the U.S. here is on Sunday. So don't forget to buy your significant other flowers or candy or a movie or I don't know. Whatever you do. Make them dinner. Make yourself dinner. If you don't have anybody, well, spend time with yourself and watch a good movie. Eat some candy. Why the heck not? More for you. And I just banged my elbow. It feels funny. To each their own. Oh, jeez. Come on. Yeah, see, sometimes these tweezers are a bit tilty. Just in the yeah, I can't get it flat, and then it just. All right, that's a little tilted. Let's try and fix that. Let's try. And there we go. That should be okay. Hopefully. My wife is having a conference call above my head, so hopefully you're not hearing that too loudly, and because that would be awkward. But that's how it is. That's how it is. All right, so come on. There we go. All right, so that looks to be happy. No, we're just putting the caps on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 to go. Woo! So we have 4 more capacitors to put on here. We're being very careful. Okay, good. Don't want her private conversation to be public. Not that it's anything sensitive, but. Okay, so these are all the 1016s. We're going to clean those up a little bit and put those back on the board. And I believe this one is one also. I mean, they look a little but, you know, we will clean them up. Yeah. So let's do that. All right, so company secrets. Trust me, no secrets. Alright, so let's there's my tweezers. Okay, so just cleaning off the contacts of these caps here so we could use them. Again, I don't think the point of failure was on the capacitors rather than some of the traces on the board. So obviously with the clean, everything looked a little bit easier to see, and I did not see any further damage on the pads that we were looking at before, but okay. Good old zoom filters. I just like the one that blurs my background a little bit so you can't see how much crap is on my desk. It's like, oh yeah, I'm normal. I don't have a messy office or anything. Please act accordingly. Alright, so yeah, this cap goes here. So I wanna just clean up. First off, I want to make sure that we have a good connection here. Okay. Alright, that's fine. So what I will be doing is just to avoid the risk of anything touching where it's not supposed to, I'm going to put some solder mask over there. Alright, so let's just get some of this gunk away here. And oh, that might be a break there. Let's do a little test. Would not be surprised. No, it's still connected. I'm going to put a little solder on there just to strengthen that. And not enough, I think, for a trace repair, but like a wire or anything. But just to kindly suggest that get its act together and get a little bit stronger. Okay, where's my, here we are. So, let's see, come on, come up, come, we don't do that. Alright, that's a little stronger. That's, I could see it making the connection to there, so that'll be okay. And, yeah, I think that's the only thing we have to worry about for this particular capacitor here. I'm just checking over some of this stuff here. So that all looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look beautiful, but it looks like it will work. Well, it should work. Okay, so I've never really had the best luck with like Discord and voicing and video. I mean, maybe that's just me. I find that generally speaking, and this is generally speaking, I'm not pointing out Discord or any other app, but generally speaking, applications that try and do too much often do a poor job of some of those functions. So let a chat app be a chat app, let a presentation app be a presentation app, etc. Okay. Okay. Alright, cool. Wait, what about this guy? Hold on. Just some gunk. Okay, cool. Alright, so, yes, we have to meet about those business reports, and we have to have a meeting about the time that the meeting is going to take place on before we have the meeting to decide when that meeting is going to be and how that meeting is going to be and what that meeting is going to be about. Can you tell in my previous life I was in a lot of meetings? That pad is just begging to get off there. It's a wiggly one. Alright, so we're just going to put a wee bit of solder mask there just to... did you get that thing I sent you? Oh, I love Harvey Birdman. One of my absolute favorite, ridiculously silly cartoons. I just... And, you know, they're in 15-minute chunks, and just, like, you have to sort of, like, pause every once in a while to just, like, wait, did that just happen? You know, they're just so silly and zany. I absolutely love it. So let's just try and smooth this out a little bit, so we have no risk of anything accidentally going touch, 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 and making things unhappy. And I'm not going to put solder mask above where that capacitor goes right here yet, because I want to minimize what I'm putting down just in case something does not actually work, and then we have to redo our work and be like, oh, you got to take all this off. So, so dim the light here just so I have a better understanding and view of what is actually being blasted with the light here. So let me get my arm in a spot where it's not going to move. And now I can turn my attention to the chat for a bit as I move my arm accidentally. Yeah, it's a bit. I think there was a chunk of gunk in there. I don't know. Sometimes it seems to, not that it hardens, but it gets a little thick around the cap. So. Yeah. The G4, if I had a G5 rather by my under the desk here, I think I'd be a little bit warmer. If I had it, rendering video or something like that, that would be a nice little thing, huh? I'm pretty sure if I did a Zoom conference at work and the background was all my old computers, people would be like, you got something to tell us? What the heck is going on there? I mean, a few of my close coworkers know that I have a sickness for old computers, but I don't think anybody else knows. They'd be like, is that a background you put up? No. Okay, you have a problem. It's not a sickness, it's a condition. Could be a good one, could be a bad one, but it's a condition. Oh, they don't know. You're fine. Let's get this this little hair. Come on. And up. I think that's the best I could do with that. Alright, so we're going to put this little capacitor on, and this is a 10 microfarad 16 volt capacitor. And so we put down some of our little flux here. We're going to be extra careful with this one, especially because of the way that pad is. So I'm going to put the negative side down first because the weak pad is on the positive side. So at least there'll be something for it to grip to, and we'll have less of a chance of it wiggling around. There we go. Let's try and, well, see, I always go at things at weird angles and I just make it more of a challenge for myself. So let's not do that, Steven. Let's just try and do this easily. Here we go. Well, come on. Where are you going? Don't you want to stick around? There we go. Oop. Come on. Yeah, man. There, well, maybe. Okay, that's more of what I wanted. So let's flippity upside down, flippity flippity, and there we go. All right, so let's a little bit of solder there, and we should just be able to tidy this up there. There we go, just like that. So once everything was all lined up, piece of cake. Oh boy, cabs are escaping. Ah. Alright, so here is the next thing that we have to try and fix. So let's see if everything here is still connected. Yep. 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 And this goes there. Maybe. Come on. Oh, my multimeter just decided to turn off. Auto power off. Thank you, auto power off. You have failed me again. Okay, so yeah, everything is connected. Don't think I really have to worry too much. I'm just going to put a dab of solder mask just like there. Just because I'm paranoid. I don't want to fix this, then have it work and be like, damn, I wish I put the solder mask on there because then blah, blah, blah. So let me just do that. I keep getting little hairs on here. Where do these little hairs come from? Boo. Get off there. Alright, so let's fix this up here. Just a wee little dab here. Come on. Come on. Come on. See, if I have too little, then it's like doesn't do anything. And then I put too much on there and it's like, oh, there's too much. Alright, I think that'll be okay. Alright, so. Oh, the glue has already been removed. Thank you for the suggestion, though. I just used my hot air gun and removed most of the gluey bits. So, yeah, thankfully the glue is no longer on the board. Thankfully. But yeah, that was fun. And then the board was ultrasonically cleaned. So any remaining glue, most of it got washed away. Yeah, a lot of these cool museums and stuff, unfortunately, right now with everything going on, are closed. Gosh, I remember visiting the Computer Museum ages ago. That was a fun museum. Let me turn this camera where you're sort of seeing just a weird part of me. That was a fun museum, and geez, Air and Space Museum. That's a good one. My goodness. One not too far away from me here in the New Jersey, New York area is the Liberty Science Center, and not a bad museum. We used to go there on field trips for school and stuff like that. They have a little movie theater, like an IMAX dome theater and stuff, so it's pretty neat. Haven't been there in ages. I actually fixed a computer there. They had an exhibit that needed to be repaired, and of course it ran on an old Mac. In fact, they have my Centra 650 there still. I need to get that back and make sure it's still in working condition, etc. They were supposed to find a modern equivalent to resolve whatever issue that they were running into when they were trying to replace the machine, but yeah, I don't think they ever did. So they stalled my machine, so I have to get that back. Yeah, I mean, this board requires a lot of love, and we do have some little glue there. How about that? So, yoink, come here. Get you out of the board. Get you over there. Alright, so, yeah, oh, I got some ultrasonic mask on my hand. Of course I did. Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? Okay, so let's be very careful here, because both of these pads are in not the best shape, but I think we'll be okay. Famous last words. Alright, so that is there, and then the positive is there. So these are both, that's a 50 microfarad. This is a 10 microfarad 16 volt. So we're going to use this one here. Okay, and we're going to see, hopefully, this cooperates with us. Now there actually is factory glue on this board, and that is to hold in this bodge wire that goes from one of these chips to another chip, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Just going to make a quick connection here, and then I'm going to reinforce the other one because I don't like really how that came out. Alright, so that's much stronger. I'm happy with that. Now let's try and do the other side a bit better, because this whole area is needs all the reinforcement it could get. And some of that solder mask melted. I guess I needed to let that stay more. I mean, I'm having the worst time with this solder mask stuff. I don't know. Maybe just me. Alright, so that is back on there. We have 2 more caps to go back on. Then it's testing time again. But let's take a look carefully over here before we cover anything up. We got 41 people still hanging around. Thank you very much. Okay, and then let's see. Yeah, and then this goes to there. Well, let's see, where does this go? This goes to here. There. And this, yeah, okay. Okay, so that's making a connection there. That's going there. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Where does this go? Okay, good. And ooh, that's a little yucky, but alright, that goes there. Yeah, I just want to make sure anything before I cover it up that everything is looking okay. So, alright. So, some of this there, some of this there, some of this there, and some of this there. Alright, and so those are both, oh, we got a positive going one way and a positive going the other way. So just be very careful and mindful of that. Again, these caps are not as pretty as they once were, but they should be okay. And I saved the worst looking ones for last because these pads are okay, so if I have to replace them, I am able to do that. And I think the only ones I have are quite larger, so I do actually prefer using the smaller caps. Gives me more room to work with. So, okay, so let's okay. Alright, so this one needs a little bit more solder. Come on. There we go. That makes me feel a little bit better. Now let's turn that around and tidy those up. Again, these capacitors were burned before I even got the board. So, not my doing, but... All right. Hey, Charlie. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's just clean this up a little bit because there's a nasty board with nasty stuff all over it, and we're going to test it out in a second, but obviously we want to clean some things up just a wee bit here. And we have suspect things going on all around this board, but hopefully we get a bit of a different result. Well, a positive result, let's say. Not just different, but more of a positive result now that we've fixed some of those issues that we discovered. I don't know if that's necessarily going to solve the sound problem, but I would sure hope so. That's interesting. Is that a break there? No, that is not. Seems to be okay. I mean, we'll keep an eye on that, but here is where we did fix a break. So, a little piece of solder flying around there, so we want to clean that up. Yes, that cap is crooked and floating, and it's just the way it is because that's how that is. So not beautiful by any stretch of the imagination, but there was some difficulty there with the trace not being there. Making the best out of the unfortunate situation that we have. So sometimes you have some things that don't look so pretty, but I'm sure if this resolves the problem, I don't think the client would be too offended that something that's going to be inside of a case of a computer and not really seen, it will be forgiven of that. So, a little trace repair there. Yeah, a lot of repairs on this board. A lot. I mean, jeez. So yeah, this is the original hot glue. So this bodge wire runs from here all the way to this VLSI chip here, and it connects there. Now that is present on some of the Classic II boards I have, just the way it is. And we're going to make sure that's actually making a connection and so on and so forth. So you won't be able to see this, but let me just do this, and if my wires weren't tangled, there we go. Make this a little bit easier. Let's try that again. Ooh, is that not making a connection? No, come on. It has to be. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Alright, and now I just want to make sure that all of these little feetsies for this chip, this is a very important chip. Actually, the best way to do that is just with my tweezers here. Super I/O. Yep. Just to make sure none of these are wiggly. All of these are actually, soldered and strong and not moving anywhere. Because sometimes looks can be deceiving, and you're like, wait a second, it moved. I did clean this chip very rigorously and put some fresh solder on everything before I put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. So that's good. Just checking for any solder balls or anything. We are about to test this unit. And I'm hoping for a better and improved result from last time, which the machine worked, but we had no sound. Okay, and then this is the sound chip here. It looks good. All right, so we are going... Oh, that's good. Copper tape. I will have to look into that. I don't have any copper tape. The deeper I get into these repairs, the more expensive my tools and supplies get, it seems. So, all right, my eyes are adjusting from staring under that microscope. So, oh boy, let me just stand up here. But that's very cool. Arion? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Right, so let's get our little test thing here. I actually have to recap the analog board for a client. This is a client's machine, but I'm thoroughly testing it at least, so that's good. So what do you guys think? Do you think the sound is going to work? I sure hope it does. Okay. Now we'll plug in our little floppy MU. And our SCSI 2SD. Why the heck not? I hope so as well. Okay, and just need a mouse right now, actually. Okay, so this thing has dried pretty extensively, so I am not concerned about water or anything, but let's hope everything works. Oh boy, stand up again. All right. We're feeling optimistic today. Okay, let me move some of the things around here so I get the camera in a better spot. And, all right, 3, 2, 1. No chime. Darn it. All right, so we still don't have a chime, but the system seems to be responding here. I will go into the sound preferences. I will try with speakers, etc. It could just be a bad sound chip. I mean, it's totally possible. Well, let me not plug the speaker in just yet. Yeah, I hear the... Yeah, I hear the fan going. I was about to say, does this have a fan? Not enough memory to... Yeah. No, it does not have a split ground plane like the Color Classic. Not for this system, I don't. I think it's still processing all the clicks I did. Yeah, I have sound chips for different machines, not this one. Let me try plugging in the external speaker cable. Whoa, it scared me. That speaker jack is very hard to plug in. I wonder if there's a problem with the speaker jack. Like it's terminated or something. No. Yeah, I have a feeling that there might be something with the speaker jack. I mean, it's just a guess, but exactly. There could be a broken connection or a loose connection that is tricking the machine to thinking that there's a speaker attached, and then obviously you wouldn't have sound. See, it says built in, but I don't know if that's actually detecting if anything is... No, see, I don't think it's a PRAM because there's no battery in here, so that's not going to do anything. There's been no information saved on this machine with no battery being present or anything. So what I'm going to do is let me shut this down. I mean, I do have my own machine. You know what? I do have my own computer. Hold on. I'll explain that in a second. It would help if the power cord was unplugged. Okay. Sorry, I have to move the tripod arm, otherwise my back keeps hitting into it, so. Yeah, but there's nothing being... See, my argument being there is no battery on the system itself, so there was no information stored. Everything should be at the default. So in theory, I don't know if that's going to do anything. I can still try it. I'm not saying no, but I'm just trying to think of something else. So here is... I have a classic board here. It's another Classic II board. But what I've done on this board... because it had a problem, I took off all the chips. Well, not all of them, but let me get a little closer here. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of things right now. So this is my own board. This is my Classic II board that I've been trying to get working, and you can see a lot of things are missing. We have a bunch of the caps gone. We have these chips over here gone. We have the sound chip, which is right here, has been removed. As well as the serial chips and everything. So, which is good because it gives me an idea of what is running under there and everything like that. So you know, it gives me a good idea of that stuff. But also, here's the sound jack, and we have this little flap that actually opens up. So let me swap the board back to the one that is the client board here that we're trying to fix. Let me unplug all these cables. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, look, it could definitely be the sound chip. Something could have shorted out and fried it. Who knows? But I am curious if how everything looks under here. So this is a little cover here, and inside this little connector guy. And this bridges, because these are like open. So this should bridge those two. Now it was sort of sliding around there, but I could see that sort of springing around. So let's see if do I have a spare cable? Yeah, I have a spare audio cable somewhere. Because I was gonna put a cable in there and see if we could test it with our multimeter. Yeah, let me get an audio cable. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to plug a audio cable in here. See, it's a little, let me see if I get the same on this one. Yeah, I mean, wait a second. Let's see how that works here. Maybe I've uncovered something. Interesting. Okay, so this is something pretty cool that I'm assuming this is how it's supposed to work, because that's how it works on both of the boards I have here. Check this out. So here's the socket. Now watch what happens when I unplug the audio cable. See that? It moves. So if I plug the cable in, which again this port seems to have problems with, see, it slides over. When I unplug it, it goes back. So this is like a physical switch type dealie, I'm guessing. So, yeah. So I'm going to leave that plugged in. I mean, I don't have the schematics memorized or anything, but I'm just going to try and see. Alright, so ground is going to ground. That's fine. Now, here is... Now, it could be just because it's processed through another area or whatever. But when the headphone cable is plugged in, I don't get any continuity through the sound chip at all. Again, it could be a reason behind that, but I'm just curious. Let's test it on my other machine here. If I can hold this steady, I really need one of those alligator clips for the multimeter, because that would make my life a lot easier. Alright, so it's acting the same way. Hey, Scarlet Swordfish, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. So it's acting the same way like that. I mean, I could dismantle this, but I don't honestly see anything that's jumping out to me that says there is a problem with this. Yeah, let's plug the cable in here. And let's just do a little test here. Solder, flux, and cookies. Interesting. So that's not really doing anything. Try that on my board here because I'm curious. I should be getting something from the pins, I would guess, if I'm testing this correctly. Is the Classic II stereo or mono? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Bruce! Waking up Bruce here. Bruce! I think it's mono. I don't think it's stereo. That would explain why I just figured it out. Okay, so the pins on the audio cable when it's plugged into the port seem to be going where it's supposed to, which is this stuff here. Let's see. See, the cable reaches these three, which is what it's supposed to do. Huh. Yeah, I mean, the machine works fine otherwise. But, obviously, it's a bit of a problem. Yeah, I'm stumped here. I am stumped. I think I might have to put this one aside for now, because I don't know what else I could do at this point. I mean, I'd just be shooting the dark here. And I don't like it any better than you guys do. I like getting this stuff to work and seeing a direct result and like, yeah, that I did the thing and it did that, yay! But yeah, obviously something is still going on here. I'm going to try it again because I do want to test out the reset and interrupt switches. Because I think last time we tried it, those just didn't want to work. And I'm curious if that has been resolved or not. I'm also curious if the floppy port works, the internal one. And I'm going to put some memory in this also. Alright, that's one stick of memory, and here's another. Persuasive. Oh, thought you meant persuasive maintenance. Like, come over here. Let me explain why you should stop working all this thing. Okay, let me sit up again and move the camera. And I'm actually going to put the board inside the machine here, because I want it to connect to the floppy drive and everything. That's going to be the easiest way to do that. I just realized it doesn't have the, oh, that's alright. Never mind. I'm thinking of other machines. Yeah, let me do this. I'm gonna steal this PRAM battery here just for a second, because the other issue that he said was the PRAM battery was not retaining the date and such. Why does this board not want to fit in here? What the heck is going on? There we go. All right, cool. Can I still use this extension cord? No, it's going to make a pain in the butt, so. Okay. Watch now, it's going to miraculously work. I can see if the microphone works too. Maybe it is something with the sound chip. I mean, I guess that's another way to test it. So let me get a keyboard. So we're actually cooking with gas here. No, Bruce. Same thing, but I'm gonna test a few things. Oh, that's right. This floppy drive, I think. The disk is stuck. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, let's plug this SCSI in at least. Is that cable too short to fit in? Ah. Well, let's just turn it on real quick. Where's my paper clips? Need to eject that floppy. I had a bunch of paper clips. Well, it's booting off the floppy, so I know the floppy drive works. Not my fault. You don't check your notifications for YouTube, Twitter, or the Macat chat or Discord. Oh boy. I didn't hear a chime at all. Yes, I know you could hold down the mouse key to eject the floppy. Trust me, I know. This I thought was the one with the jammed floppy drive, but it is not. So, but we will eject that disk. That's what was in there. Put that over there. Wait! Did it just chime? Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. That was loud and clear, wasn't it? I am shocked. Let's plug in the SCSI to SD adapter and boot this sucker up off of something. Holy crap. I mean, it's in a case. I don't think that makes a difference because I don't think anything else is grounded like the other ones, but yes, Mike fixed it. I need a longer SCSI cable. I can just use the external one. There it is. I am cautiously optimistic that this might have been fixed, but considering that it was not doing that a second ago. I was going to say, everything that we looked at, it looks like it should work, but okay. Oops, I clicked on the thingy. Sorry. Okay. let's confirm things. Confirm. All right, let's turn this on again. Look at that. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna say no. I need this to work a certain way. No, if it wants to work, I'm happy with it working. Hey, Dana, welcome to the chat, man. Long time no see. You are late, but you're here. You're kidnapped by pixels. So this was sent to me because the sound didn't work and it had a lot of other troubles, but sound seems to be working fine now. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it very well could be something to do with grounding or something like that with the floppy drive, or I have no idea, but there's also a PRAM battery in there. Yeah, Mike's good luck graced us. But wow, I'm excited. All right, so let's open up sound. Let's try and get a healthy eep out of this, huh? That's a pretty good sized eep. All right, let's plug in an external speaker here. Who knows? Maybe that switch was kind of messed up, and manually doing it fixed it. I don't know. Works beautifully. I mean, I'm not going to question it. Let's try this. Let's test the clock battery here. Because that's the other thing that the... I know it's a sound, Bruce. I'm excited. So let's set this to 1999. Let's do like December 31st, 99. And let's set it to 11 a.m. Let's shut it down. Let's unplug it from the power. Leave it unplugged for a few seconds here. And we're going to plug this back in. Now, the next thing I will test is I will test the logic board outside of the case and just see if for some reason that made a difference. I don't know. going to see if it keeps the time like it's supposed to. Now, the battery I put in was a battery from another machine. I have no idea if it actually is it's going to be a battery that has a charge on it. I should have tested that, shouldn't I? But flying by the seat of our pants here. Eep, eep, eep. Money, money, money. A heap of eeps. Let me just follow up with the chat here, sorry. Okay, so it's 11:12 a.m. Still 1999. So I think that's good. Yes, exactly, Neil. I was like, wait, what? Well, you have to remember, like, I mess with these things so often that when I hear a chime, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's rebooting. Like, it saved our eep. So I'm considering this fixed. My goodness. Oh, let's pump the volume up all the way. Oh yeah, that's a good eep. Is that loud enough for you, Sean? Alright, let's shut this down. I'm considering that fixed. I do want to test it outside of the case here. Just curious if there's some sort of grounding thing or something that was causing it to not work when it was outside of the case, because it didn't do much. I don't know if it was just one of those things where it had to like cycle through power a few times. I don't know. These are guesses. I love jamming my fingers into there. Ow. Or maybe for whatever reason it didn't like my extension cable, although I've not had a problem with that before. So I guess there's a first time for everything. Alright, so let's plug in the SCSI to SD the same exact way we had before. And plug the floppy emulator directly onto that slot there. I'm going to plug the keyboard back into there. I'm going to plug this into here. And let's see if we get a different result. Nope, it's happy that way either. Okay. Yay. So the hot glue bit is because somebody who tried to repair this a few times before used hot glue instead of solder to keep down some capacitors, which is a big no-no, of course. But by golly, this works. Sweet. So I'm going to just try one more thing. I'm going to take out that PRAM battery. And it still chimes. Let's disconnect the floppy. Still chimes. And I'm just cautiously removing all questions here about why it started working. Remove the SCSI cable here. Alright, I'm satisfied. I'm not going to question it. Somebody, yeah, I mean, look, the floppy was connected through that port. So using the floppy MU sort of rules out there was any grounding of that either. So the cable's not long enough for me to plug the floppy drive in externally. But all right, let's put this in an anti-static bag. I mean, look, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm going to test this extensively again because I have some software and some hardware tests. I have a Apple Tech Step, but I'm not going to drag that out right now. Okay, so we've been going for 2 hours. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in a few minutes, and we're going to look at a Color Classic logic board. How about that? How about that? Huh? Yeah? All right, so we're going to look at the Color Classic logic board in a minute. Let me turn on the Be Right Back screen, and I will be back in a minute or so. All right? Thank you. Okay, we are back. Floating through cyberspace, exactly. So we have another board to work on here today. This is a Macintosh Color Classic board. That is where that PRAM battery and the PRAM holder came from. So this has already had its nasty caps removed because I did not want to wait. I had an audio call I had to take earlier, and I was able to remove those caps. So we should hopefully just be able to plop some nice healthy caps on there and get that to work. I believe the individual said that it already was working, but I'm going to double check that. Where did that go? Oh, it's over there. They sent a, there it is. They sent a note with it. They also sent this, which is a 68040 25 megahertz accelerator board, which is just beautiful. I am doing well today. How are you? So, very, very cool. Not required for the repair. I don't even think that has any caps on it to be repaired. No, it does not. But it was a package. So let me just read the note that the person included. So they say, I would appreciate whatever you can do to get this baby working again. So it did not work with those caps on there. So we could assume that if we put the caps on, new caps on rather, maybe that would resolve the situation. So let me get my extra keyboard and mouse and move all that stuff over there, and let's move that over here. Now what I will need to do is bring out my recapping guide, and of course I always say it, but I'm going to plug him again even if he's fallen asleep somewhere. No, he's not. But Bruce from Brankus Creations is responsible for the recapping guides that I've used during my stream. He has an excellent website, recapamac.com, where you could find all the recapping guides that I use. If Bruce made it, that's where you'll find it. I do have my own recapping guides. I only have a handful of them right now, but they are at mac84.net/guides. So 2 excellent websites to check out there if you're looking to recap an old Mac, or if you just want to look at some diagrams or familiarize yourself with the process. You can do that. I have an 80 megawatt hard drive. The only one spins up, down when powered up. Won't boot. Any idea what would be? This sounds like a power. I mean, has it been recapped? Is the first question I always have to ask. Because even if the caps are okay, if they're old, it could be a power issue or something weird going on there. So I gotta ask. All right. So what am I doing? This goes over here. Now I had brand new capacitors, because actually the last stream I was joking around that I had too much stuff in my way and I moved them. And now I fear that I have no idea where I put that bag. Some of them are here, so I will take out the ones I need from here. We'll leave Bruce's ad up for a while. Boy, this chair gets like a wire stuck behind it and then I can't move. Alright, so we need 6 47 microfarad 16 volt capacitors. And here are the smaller variety, which Mauser is unfortunately currently out of stock of these. And they have a ridiculous lead time, like to September or something like that. So I'm going to have to try and get them someplace else, or I don't know. But these are like gold right now, so. Alright, that one came out of the strip, but that should be okay. So we need 5 more of those. And I like these because they are just a little bit smaller than the standard tantalums I used to use, which make it a little bit easier to maneuver, a little bit easier to put on the board, etc. So I just prefer using them. I have not checked DigiKey yet. That is something I'm going to do this weekend. Very interesting, Adon. Bruce, do you have any ideas of what Adon could be experiencing? You probably touched different classics, color classics than I have, but very curious. Alright, but yeah, for anybody curious, the manufacturer number on these is T491C476K016AT. So that is 16 volt, 47 microfarad, but these are slightly smaller variety. I do really prefer to use them whenever possible. So that's what those are. All right, so we need two 100 microfarad 6.3 volts, and I have those right here. Oh, these are more of the. Let's see, where do these have to go with these? So one there and there. Yeah, these could be used. These are just these are a bit different design. They're a little flat, but they're a little smaller, so it's okay. We could use those if I could get the darn packaging open. There we go. Okay. Put that back in the bag and zip that up. Okay, and so now we just need one 10 microfarad 16 volt, and that was the one I was looking for before. I just ordered some new ones of them, and I'm just trying to remember where the heck they are. Those are 6.3 volts. Oh, these are larger 6.3s. Well, which one do I want to use? Do I want to use the... What's the difference between these? Is the length the same? We'll keep the smaller ones. Make my life a little easier here. All right. Let's see. Where else? Where have all my capacitors gone? Yeah. Then there's all the through-hole caps that I was using for those power supplies. Where the heck could those have gone? Alright, they're all in the same place, wherever they are. So, I just need to figure out where the heck I put them. Yeah, Steven. Where did you put them? Oh my goodness. This is very embarrassing. Because I just boasted about how clean I was making everything. I was going to organize everything, and then just went ahead and started losing capacitors. And this is also our 2SI power supply that has to be recapped. So put that to the side. Well, let me stand up here. Get a lay of the land a little bit easier. Darn it. Let me go behind this set over here. See if anything's hiding over here. No. Oh, that is curious. Let's see. No, it's not over there. Sorry, guys. Not over there. I'm gonna find them and it's gonna be one of those things like, oh yeah, I remember putting them over there. Why did I do that? And I'm not gonna know why. No, not over there. There's some bubble wrap here. Not over there. No, yeah, they're just easier to put on, especially because some of the pads are just a little bit too wide, or a little, because these weren't designed with tantalums in mind, as far as I know. So it's just purely a preference thing. This is getting a little silly now. Let me check the shelf over here, and you guys can look at the shelf too while I look, because there's quite a lot of machines on that shelf. I could have, for some reason, put something over here, and just completely forgotten about it. It's actually cold, so I'm going to put this on. I'm in a basement after all. Some more classic boards. Yeah, because they were in like a bag. Where could they have disappeared to? They're gonna drive me crazy. Oh, here they are. Yay! I put them in a box and I found the box. Why, thank you, Dana. They were a fun thing to try and put together. Alright, so I put all the caps in this box and promptly forgot about it. Probably because I did it during a live stream at like 3 a.m. So... Oh, I'm not that organized, trust me. And yes, Laserdisc. I'm a huge Laserdisc junkie, so there we go. So, sorry, let me just scroll through the chat here because I missed a bunch and this wire does not allow me to scroll. Let's see. Come on. There we go. Yeah, some of them still have like a 22-week lead on those capacitors. Isn't that silly? Maybe that's what you're referring to, maybe not. But yeah, there's a lot of machines there. Do you have a Tron on Laserdisc? I do have the Tron Special Collection Laserdisc. That is has a bunch of cool bonus stuff on it. I think they actually did finally port that to the Blu-ray or whatever. So I'm always happy when they do that. I'm happy to have my Laserdisc be obsolete because that means that other people get to enjoy that content as well, not just a crazy person like I am. Alright, here are the 10 microfarad 16 volt capacitors. So we will take one. They see me scrolling. Okay. Hopefully this is a quick one because I'm hungry. I want to start cooking dinner because it is almost 8 o'clock here. Jeez, that's why the cat's meowing. He's hungry. See you later, Matt. Take care. All right, so we got our Color Classic board here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where the? Yeah, there's the. This is the 1016. Yeah, that's all right. So let's get a look at this. We are high on the success of everything else, so we're going to push our luck. The bunnies are doing just fine. Thank you very much. The one that I had to bring to the vet recently, she's doing okay. She's doing the same thing as she was before. She was causing all sorts of trouble. Let's go and change the text here that we had. Where is that? Oh, I'm on the wrong thingy. That's why. Oh, Steven. Alright, so this is a Macintosh Color Classic. It's color. And we're going to work on this. Do I have a Saturn III? I have no idea what that is. Or do you have Saturn III? If that's a movie, I'm not familiar with it. Okay, so we are going to do the 10 microfarad capacitor first, because that is the tinier one Oh, that's gonna be annoying. This guy's a little big. Let me see if I have a smaller one. I just realized. Oh, these are. Oh, that's right. These are. Bruce, is it okay to mix? I'm assuming it is. So maybe it's a silly question to ask, but I don't believe in silly questions really. Is it okay to mix the what are these called again? The words on the tip of my tongue. Oh, these are tantalum polymers with the regular tantalum. I assume so. I assume so. These are black. Do they have a stripe on them? They do. It's very hard to see. But these are smaller. Now, let's hope this is not going to be one of those things where the tantalum is pointed the wrong way and then have an explosion. Like Bruce may know about. The Keep. No, I don't have that one. Not familiar with that one. Whoops. So let's take a look at this capacitor here. So do polymers generally have the stripe on the positive side as well? Well, it's a tantalum polymer, so I would assume it maybe, but there she is. No, I think that YouTube just purges things every once in a while, and it'll be fine. The woo baby capacitor, the woo baby. Yeah, and so compared to that, so you can see why I would prefer a smaller one. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. So, as far as I'm aware, Bruce and anybody else who was smart with their capacitor, I would assume that stripe means that that's the positive side, just like it does on the regular tantalum. I could be wrong, but that's my assumption there. So, hopefully I'm correct and something don't go kablamo. Big plus. Yeah, this don't got nothing. Well, let's see how big, just because I'm familiar with it. Let's see how big that pad is. Maybe this will just fit. Oh, that's a tight fit, but I think we'll be okay. Can I network with your power? Of course you can network with a PowerBook. How would you like to network? That's the question. All right, we're going to take a risk with the new capacitor because... oh, you know, I'm just thinking if I power this on, it's going to be inside of a computer, so if it blows up, well, I guess my face will be somewhat shielded. That's not the right way to think about it. All right, so let's start putting some caps on here. Caps on, caps off, caps on, caps off. The capper. Would help if the soldering iron has been turned back on. So what PowerBook do you have, Luke? Because not all of them have an Ethernet jack. I assume yours doesn't, but... A 140, yeah. So you would need a SCSI to Ethernet adapter would be one way to go. They also made local talk to Ethernet adapters. Farallon made one. They're not entirely common, but they made them. Those did not have a card slot, unfortunately. So that's out of the question. And I'm sure there are other local talk to Ethernet adapters that you could figure out, but some of them do not do TCP/IP. So they'll do Ethernet, but just for like printer sharing and stuff like that. Since we have to cover part of that leg there, let me just give this a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. Do you have an Apple IIe PDS card? Yes, I do. I don't really have an opinion of the best machine to run it on, but I think the Performa 500 series you can't go wrong with those. Those have nice big screens because you want to be able to run your Apple II programs on a nice big screen. I do not have the cable for the card. I have all the parts to build my own, and the guy who used to build them his own online stopped doing them. So I certainly do have all the parts to make my own cable. I just have not gotten around to doing it just yet. The beveled end is positive. So you mean the one with the little stripe. Is that correct, Thomas? In other words, Thomas, does that look okay? So the black stripe is pointing towards the plus. Okay, cool. Thank you for confirming. So when that blows up, it'll be everyone else's fault but mine. No. He's joking. Yeah, it would be cool to have Wi-Fi on some of those old PowerBooks. There's a lot of those modem adapters for Apple IIs and 8-bit machines. I don't know if those could be directly, comparable. But I actually have some of those Asante Ethernet adapters. As long as you have the drivers, they work pretty well. I have a small one, which I'm very glad I didn't sell. I almost sold it years ago. I'm very glad I kept it. And then I have an external one. I have two external ones. One's just the bare board, and then one's the whole case and everything. Okay, so now we need the 47. The rest of these look like they're 47. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. All right. So the rest are all the same type. It's gonna make it easier. Hopefully this job is very straightforward after the last job we had, because that was supposed to be fairly straightforward, and that was not. That was anything but. I always forget I need more solder. those look okay. Oh, you have a card cage for a PowerBook 500. I wanted that so badly. I didn't even know why. I had a TV. I'll tell you why. I had a Focus TV or whatever those are, the PCMCIA or PCICA, whatever. PC card slot to composite video S video adapter that was supposed to work on a PowerBook. So I bought it and then realized I didn't have the PC card slot for the PowerBook 500 because I didn't know that was a separate thing because I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. But it worked on a PC, so I still have that somewhere. But for ages, I had an eBay, obsession of finding one, and I mean, looking back, obviously they were cheaper then than they are now. And there are different revisions to those, I believe, like. Oh, nice! Well, I'm very, very, very jealous, but I am also very glad it is going to very good use. Alright, so these are the last 3 caps. Alright, let's put all of these where they're supposed to go. I thought I had enough that time. These are some of my most dreaded caps to remove because they're right next to plastic. And basically anything next to plastic I hate trying to remove because there's always a risk you're going to melt something, you're going to slip, or... Alright, and all the caps are on. So, I don't know if that's actually going to fix it, but we will test that out. How about that? People can't memorize computer industry acronyms. Oh, that's a good way to remember it. I'll try to remember it that way, but I always screw things up. Hey, CS Waffle, thank you for joining. Hopefully everyone's having a good Friday. Well, Bruce, it's already Saturday for you, aren't it? Or isn't it, Bruce? How's Saturday treating you? Next Tuesday is your birthday, Galaxy. Well, whatever your real name is. Happy birthday. When's the party? Are we invited? Please say yes. Just lie to us. Okay. Yeah, let's just try and get some of these fuzzies left behind by those cotton swabs. Oh, thank you very much. Take care. Enjoy your meal, and catch you around later. So we're just cleaning this up a little bit, and then we're going to power on this board. Then I'm going to get some food, so I'm going to have to stop. But hopefully we have some success with this, because this board really didn't look too bad. I mean, when I removed the caps, there was goo all over the place, and it was pretty nasty looking. But I did clean those areas. I just hope I cleaned everything else enough. But you know, compared to the other board, this is like brand new. Okay, so we're going to put the PRAM battery in, because that's it belongs to this machine. We're going to test it without the accelerator card. Bunnies! Aww. Well, one of my bunnies is white, so I guess she could pass for a very, very large 9-pound cotton swab. And if you'd like to see her, I could bring her over. But I don't know if she wants to see you. She's a little bit shy. Maybe a picture will do instead. But, okay, so let's turn off the iron. Hopefully we don't need that right now. Have you looked into jets, fans? No. I don't even know how to say that word. I'm taking a screenshot, so I don't have to remember. I've heard good things about a lot of fans that supposed to, you know, quiet down or let older machines breathe a bit better and stuff like that. So definitely something I'm going to keep in mind. But I haven't heard or tried out that really. All right, let me go get my Color Classic, and we'll test this out.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, so I have two Color Classics. Both of them need their analog boards recapped, so I will be doing that this sometime in the future. So I wouldn't be surprised if I plug this board in and we get some weirdness here, but hopefully that's not the case. Beep beep. All right. Yes, that time in Macintosh computing when we got two ADB ports just for the heck of it. So we're going to test both of them. Well, I have to test a client's Color Classic board, so best way to do that, huh? Ooh, yeah. Sorry, Drake. That was very sad. Okay, so like I said, this may need some analog board fixing. So if this doesn't want to work, we'll figure something else out. But let's try it. 3, 2, 1. We got chime. So that's good. We got a screen. Let's get a cursor. We got a cursor. I think it's just the hard drive with the system enabler. Hey! Well, I'd call that pretty successful. How about that? 2 for 2 today. Not going to press my luck. Oh, this is just such a lovely little computer. Just look at that. Heard some weird sound there for a minute, but like I said, this analog board could need some adjustments, so. Mac OS! Sometimes people say instead of OS, they say OS, and I'm like, ugh. I don't know, that just... there's nothing wrong with it, it's just I'm not used to hearing that and saying that, so when people do that, I'm like, huh? What? Ah, yes, I installed the Connectix QuickCam software on here because I was trying to get that to work. That sounds very exciting, Pseudos. Yeah, I say it as OS. That's just how I've always grown up saying it. Mac OS. Oh, yep. There's Connectix QuickCam, serial switch. Oh, and a bunch of goodies on here. Let's see how much memory this guy put on this board. 10 megs. Sweet. So that's maxed out. Alright, so let's shut this down. I'm going to put the accelerator card in just to make sure that works. Because they did send that along here. Let's see if it boots up any faster, huh? You say potatoes and I say potatoes, and I'll eat dinner before you. I'm going to mute the microphone for 1 second. Hold on. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so not seeing the hugest improvement there. Aw, guinea pig named Potato. That's a very fitting name. One of my guinea pigs was named Fluffernutter. She was a cutie. Then we had Nibbler. We had a bunch of them. They're very sweet little animals. That just reminds me. I made a floppy. Oh, what floppy did I make? I made a floppy that had Mac check on it. Oh, wait. Is that? Did I put on that? Let me just see something. Hold, please. Just want to see if it's on this. Because that'll... Oops, sorry. Once I have the new space set up, this stupid tripod won't be a problem. Really? Well, not necessarily a new space, just a new rearrangement of the current space. Yeah, I think this floppy drive needs to be lubricated a little bit. That's alright. Alright, well let's just hear some sounds and yeah, I mean we're done and quicker than usual. We get a higher volume than that. Come on. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, the Mac Check software is cool because it'll tell you the CPU and everything that it finds. I don't think I have it on here. No. It's on my SCSI to SD adapter. I guess we could plug that in, but then we have to reboot and everything. And I'm a little bit lazy to do that right now. But I guess we're not doing anything else. So where did I put it? Where did I put the adapter? Here it is. Alright, so let's shut down our machine again. And hopefully this doesn't conflict with anything, because that would be embarrassing. It sounds like an Apple symphony. Eep, beep, 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 eep, 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 eep. Eep, beep, 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 eep. Quack. Is it going to boot off the SCSI to SD? It might, but I don't know if I have the right system enabler, so it might not. No, it's not. It's just booting off the regular hard drive. That's fine. Yeah, this one was in perfect condition, but one of the plastic grill flaps cracked. It's taped to the back here, so I could glue that back on and nobody will notice. But thank you, Dana. I'll take that as a compliment. I do not need recapping. I just have to use my lovely voice, which I've been told is fantastic. Yeah, I mean the prices for these things is sort of ridiculous. I don't even remember how much I paid $40 for one of these back in like 2005, 2003, something like that. And I don't know where I got the second one from. Somehow I ended up with the second one. I do have two. And both boards I've recapped, and both of them sometimes want to work and sometimes they don't. So I think the analog board needs some recapping here. But the original hard drive on this one still works. Oh, it sounds like a very sweet little guinea pig you have there, Dana. Let's see if the SCSI to SD adapters are on a right SCSI ID. Probably not. No. I think it's conflicting. Oh, SCSI conflicts. I don't miss you. I don't miss you at all. Oh wait, there it is. Yay! Alright, so we're gonna copy this over actually, so it's on this hard drive. Sorry for the screen flicker. Absolutely nothing I can do about that. This is my new IRC terminal. So I just want to make sure that the PDS card that the guy has in here is working. I would not be happy sending a machine back without doing tests. MacCheck is an Apple diagnostic tool. It doesn't go as deep as some of the other tools does, but as the other tools do, rather. It does quite a few tests, so I'm usually satisfied. If I've done some hardware testing and poking around and find that to be okay and then run this test and everything passes successfully, I'm usually satisfied and happy to let the machine go back to the client. Now I will say I have 3 logic boards, well 4, from a particular client I will be working on sometime soon, either this weekend or maybe Monday or Tuesday, that are not probably going to be as quick and easy because I've been bashing those around in my head for a while, and the guy's been super patient, so thank you very much for your patience on that. You know who you are, but I don't think those are going to be as easy, unfortunately, but we'll see when we get there. So we're just waiting for this program to complete, probably only take another 60 seconds or so. And after that, we're going to end the stream because we've been going for almost 3 hours now. It's Friday night. I need to have some dinner. But the boards he has, I think there are 2 color classics and one's a Performa 500 series. I forget the exact model. But essentially the symptom is there's no sound. And so he gave me those boards to try and figure out where I could get sound from. If I could use one board as a donor board, etc. And then there's a SE30 board, which I cannot get past the zebra stripes. But, you know, I messed with those a few months ago. Maybe I'll see something different. But the problem with those is I needed space to have both the Classic on the desk and the Performa. So between the table behind me and the desk space, I should be able to do that. But Sunday is Valentine's Day, so probably not going to stream then. A chance I'll stream tomorrow, although I've been pretty much back to back. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just wait until Monday. But you know, if I get bored and you see a stream, you don't be surprised. That happens sometimes. Yeah, see, this checks a lot of software too. It checks the applications, the control panels, the fonts. Yeah, so this little progress bar sometimes takes a while. Yes, that's like you're the 8th person to tell me that. But yes, I'm aware of that. I saw that video too. All right, so we want to go to additional system info. 68030 at 16 megahertz. That doesn't sound right. Unless we need some software for that accelerator card. I thought it would just register it, but it could be the case that it does not do that right away, and you do need some type of software or something. Not sure. Yeah, it's just a bunch of miscellaneous information. Yeah, there's probably an enabler or a control panel or something. I'll have to look it up. But the logic board seems to be functioning fine, so I'm satisfied with that. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today on this live stream. I hope you've had a fun time watching me battle these computers. We're gonna save these. So I save them for all my clients here. Yeah, Macintosh Garden will be a place I check, but I'll plug in an Ethernet card to this, maybe download some software to that and test that out at one point. But I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I'm either at 5,000 subscribers or almost there. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. I already printed out and hung up the banner. It's hard to see with the contrast and lighting, but already did that. But yeah, I'll see you sometime soon. Hopefully, I am working on some more scripted videos. I've just been going through a backlog of repairs. But yeah, like, subscribe. I'm on Patreon as well. For $1 a month, you get access to exclusive stuff and behind-the-scenes videos and early drafts that you can't get anywhere else. And as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay warm and cozy, and go pet your fuzzy animals. Have a good weekend, everyone. Take care. I'll see you soon. And yeah, that's about it. Where's that end stream button? There it is. Bye.